Okay, I think everything's set up. Welcome everyone. I'm here with Little Robin. We're going to do vocabulary workshop 6. I think it's 6. I get all my vocabulary from IELTS tests. We're not really studying IELTS. We're just looking at the vocabulary that IELTS tests recommends you know. Okay, I'm gonna put little Robin down. Thanks for your help. He made the PPTs today, so if there's any mistake, blame him. Okay, welcome guys. Let's see who's here. We have a lot of channel members, and thank you very much to the channel members. If you're a channel member, thank you so much. I know I don't give enough time to the channel members, but I really appreciate everyone who supports the channel. And if you don't, please help out. Helps me with the tea and coffee and lets me know that you care. Anyway, Lolly was here first today, and Layla. Sleepwalker's here. Gertrudis. Welcome, guys. Do we have any men? Are there any men today? Sarah, Carrie, Michelle, and Carlos. You guys are men. Ahmed, men. Okay, we got some men today. Thank you. That's good to see. Oh, Nix and Nix. Welcome, Nix and Nix. We're starting now. Welcome. I'm Robin. I know I look like some homeless man. Some people call me homeless man. Some people think of me as like a junkie, someone who does a lot of drugs. And some people call me Jesus. What do I look like to you? Maybe homeless man? The last time I got a haircut was May 2020. I think May 2020 was the last time I got a haircut. So my hair has been growing almost a year. It's getting long. Yeah, I'll get a cut eventually. Maybe May 2021. Carlos calls me Sir Robin. I'm not Sir Robin. I'm just Robin. Alex, some testosterone here. Good. Alex could be a female name. Like my name's Robin. Robin is more common as a female name. And Alex could be male or female. So it's hard for me to guess sometimes. Yeah. All right. Makadesa Zaki. Hello. Welcome. All right, we're doing vocabulary workshop today. So I got 10 vocabulary words, and I think students are here. Everyone's here. You know, I don't want to start exactly at 10:30 because a few people come late. That's okay. And I guess we'll get into it. Slide 1. Boom. Vocabulary workshop number 6. If you did not watch vocabulary workshop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're not connected. They're each one is separate and different. And sometimes I might repeat a vocabulary. I don't know, because I don't remember the vocabulary I taught. I've been teaching this series over a year, so once every 2 months maybe. Hey, Fenny. I've been sick this week. You know, when people say I'm sick, we got to be concerned about coronavirus, but I went and I got a coronavirus test. I don't have coronavirus, but I still have some problem. Nixon, next day, what time? Schedule's right above me. Day and time, right above me. You look different with your beard. I think most videos I've made with a beard. 7 seconds delay. Some people will have 20 seconds delay. Some people have 1 or 2 minutes delay. Depends on your country and your Wi-Fi. And I don't see Win. Win's not here. Win is from Myanmar, and Myanmar is also known as Burma, is going through a very difficult time. So if there's any students from Myanmar, you got a very tough future fighting for your democracy. So good luck to you guys. I'm always watching the news and checking about Myanmar. It's ridiculous in 2021 that there's a military is taking over a country. That's ridiculous. So I hope the people in Myanmar get their country back. Lopez St. Val, hello. And Fanny, I'm not in your group again. How to get in your group? Just follow the links under this video or any video. Okay, this is lemon tea. I had my lemon tea. Little Robin made all the PPTs. I think we're ready to go here. So let's get into it. Boom. This is vocabulary 1. And let's look up at the sentence. And so it says, although he is famous, he is very blank. Now we got to choose our vocabulary. We have to choose the best answer. So we have 1, popular, 2, approachable, 3, rich, 4, easy giving, 5, you could see 5. So to make things quick, you could just put the number of which vocabulary you think it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could just punch that to see what your guess is. And you got to think about this. Although he's famous, he is very I love lemon tea. Layla's more concerned about the tea. All right, we got some answers coming in. Good. And we got answer 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, 4. Sarah, I saw you had popular and you deleted it. Teacher saw you. And Lopez St. Val, you said popular. Yeah, okay, I got you. Popular. So 1, 2, 4. All right. So this is I think half of you got it correct, but half of you got it wrong. So let's take a look. The keyword is although. So remember, although is similar to a but. Just we're using it in different grammar form, or we're structuring the sentence differently. So although he is famous, he is very... Now, I have the word famous. Now, anyone who's famous is popular. So if the sentence was because he is famous, he is very popular, that makes sense. But although he is famous, because all famous people are popular, aren't they? Unless they're infamous or notorious, which is kind of bad famous, but I'm not going to talk about that. Popular, like, Tom Cruise is popular. He's famous and popular. So usually famous and popular go together. But this is, although he is famous, he is very... So let's reconstruct this sentence using but. So he is famous, but. So remember, although brother is but. If we use but, that means we got to use something unexpected or the opposite. So although he is famous, he is popular. Popular and famous go together. They're not opposites. And rich can't work. Some of you said for easy giving. There's no expression called easy. There's no expression easy giving. There's easy going, but this is not easy going. This is easy giving. This is easy giving, which is not an English expression. Number 5 is quite. That's not quiet. I tried to trick some of you. Some of you might say, oh, it looks quiet. That's not quiet. That's quite. So it's definitely not number 1, not number 3, not number 4, not number 5. And as half of you got that, it is approachable. So although he is famous, he is very approachable. Now, approachable, that's an adjective, and it means friendly and easy to talk to, easy to understand. So when we think of famous people, we think they are not easy to talk to, right? I cannot call up Tom Cruise, hey buddy, what's going on? He's not approachable. You can't talk to him. But in this sentence, although he is famous, so although he is famous, we expect famous people to be unapproachable. He is very approachable. So he is famous, but approachable. Okay. And I think I am an approachable English teacher or YouTuber. A lot of YouTubers are unapproachable. You can never talk to them, but I think it's very easy for any of my students on this channel or the other channel. If you want to talk to me today, you can talk to me today. It's very easy. I'm very approachable. Very approachable. Yeah. So all of you who put 5, I'm very disappointed because that's not quiet. That's quite. I tried to trick you. Approachable. Do you guys think I'm approachable? Let's see what you guys are talking about. Because and although are not the same word. But and although are the same. Layla, I thought easygoing. Yeah, I put easy giving. Again, I wanted to confuse you. And I wonder if Little Robin is approachable since he's famous. Well, Little Robin, his social media is private, so he's unapproachable. He does not make friends, and right, you don't like talking to strangers or students. He just talks to me. He's very unapproachable. If you want to send him a message, you got to go through me. He will not talk to you. And Gertrudis, Tom Cruise is popular, but he is not accessible. Yeah, that's another good expression, not accessible. But that's very formal. More common would be he's not approachable. Alyssa, Alyssa's here. Okay. And Star Demolisher, hello, welcome back. Zaynan, Grace, okay, that's the new Grace. Hello, welcome back. I forget that you're Zaynan. All right, let's go into number 2. Oh, Monday Crispy's here. Love Kumar. A few people jumped in. Okay, we're going to number 2 here. Number 2. All right. Number 2 says, sorry, the flight is booked. All seats are 1, unavailable, 2, available, 3, occupation, 4, busy, 5, filled in. And this one should be a little easier. I got 10 words today. Some of them are easy, some a little difficult. But maybe Lolly Lolly gets them all. Lolly Lolly makes some mistakes. Maybe once every 6 months. Marine, Chimazi, yes, you're approachable. Thank you. So what do you got? 1, 5, unavailable, 1, I agree to say Robin is approachable. Thank you, Michelle. Alyssa's 1. I love Kumar. Surely 5. Love Kumar. Surely 5. Must be filled in. Yeah, Lolly Lolly. I'm watching you. I love it when Lolly Lolly makes mistakes. Carrie Jung. Lolly Lolly always types too fast. Yes. She has good internet. She has no delay. Sarah, I got disconnected. Well, that's too bad. All right, let's take a look. Sorry, the flight is booked. All seats are. Star Demolisher puts 1 or 5. Now, filled in. Let's talk about 5. Filled in makes sense, but actually, we might use filled up to mean the seats are full or all the seats filled up. We don't usually use for filled in to mean people are sitting in the seat. The seat is filled up, or usually forms we fill in, we put in the answers. So fill in kind of sounds right, and in some specific situations that I cannot think of, it might work, but here it is not the best word. It is not the best word. And the best word is number 1, unavailable. And you have to understand in the sentence, sorry, the flight is booked. Now, booked means full. No more seats. It's booked. Booked full. All seats unavailable. There's no, so unavailable, the opposite of available. You can't get, buy, or find something. It's unavailable. So all the seats are unavailable. The flight is booked. Yeah, filled in. Usually, filled up would work better than filled in. So yeah, I added a few words to confuse people. And let's see. Most people put occupied. Yeah, you could use occupied. A little strange too. All seats are occupied. That can work. But I didn't have occupied here. Number 3 says occupation because I was hoping some people confused occupied and occupation. The flight is complete. That can't work. The flight is complete. The flight is full. The flight is booked or booked up. We could also use the phrasal verb booked up. All the seats are unavailable. No seats available. Okay. Let's move on to number 3. This is a political one. Hey, May. I see you. Layla, you always want us to make mistakes. Yes, I want to trick you. I want you to make a mistake. I don't like perfect people. If you're perfect, you're not, I can't teach you anything. Oh, Lopez St. Val. What does available stand for? I put available. There is no word available. It's just not a word. I'm going to go back. Number 2, available is not a word. It's just to trick you. So I don't want to confuse it. That is not a word. It should be available. All right, going back to Love Kumar. Surely 4. You guys sure? You're picking 4. Are you sure? Or everyone's just copying Lolly Lolly because they have confidence in her. Well, let's take a look. Myanmar's new government. So last few days, last week, I don't remember which day. Maybe last week, Thursday, Friday. I don't remember. Sorry. They had the coup, so the military took over the government suddenly. The Democratic government, they took over, which is terrible, terrible thing. And the new governments, because they took over, they want to control information. So they're sometimes blocking internet, blocking Facebook, blocking YouTube, stuff like that. And I got through some words here. Number one, author. That's definitely not author. Number two is sweet. They're very sweet. I don't think they're very sweet. Number three is very politician. Politician is a noun. Doesn't work. And number five, authority. No, it's very authority. No, it has to be number four, authoritarian. And that's a big word, guys. Authoritarian. Authoritarian. Layla, you should just guess the meanings, what you think it is. You don't have to get perfect. I really don't want you guys going to the dictionary, checking it, coming back, and then putting the perfect answer. I'd rather you just take a guess. When you take a guess, then I know how everyone's thinking. So I consider checking the dictionary cheating, right? Let's get Little Robin's opinion. Yeah, he definitely thinks going to the dictionary is cheating. All right, Myanmar's new government is very authoritarian. And what is authoritarian? It's an adjective. Believes that people should obey authority. Authority, the people in power. Authority and rules. Even when these are unfair, or even when this means the loss of personal freedom. So governments that have unfair rules, they expect you to obey the rules. You cannot protest the rules. These are authoritarian governments. And that's going to be like Myanmar right now. Maybe Thailand we can throw into there. I got to be careful what I say. Maybe even some Muslim countries that are very authoritarian. You've got to follow religious law. I think, I don't know, is your country authoritarian? Tell me if your country is authoritarian. You have to obey the unfair rules. The government has all the power. Usually a democratic government is not authoritarian. The people should have the power to vote and get governments out. Gertrude's dictatorial. Yeah, that would be an authoritarian government. And Love Kumar, can we say it's dominant? Dominant has a little bit different meaning. Dominant doesn't necessarily mean is not negative. Authoritarian is negative. It's a negative word. If anything is authoritarian, it's you could have authoritarian parents. That means they're strict parents. So it's not just governments. You could have authoritarian parents, authoritarian boss. So it's negative. Dominant is used for other situations, and dominant is not a negative word. Tyrant, yeah. A tyrant and a dictator, their government is authoritarian. Robin, be careful. You don't need to be in trouble. Yeah, it's, these days you're not allowed to give opinions anymore. So if I give my opinion about something, YouTube might cut my video. All right, let's go on to number 4. So Mana Traore. Hello, welcome. Gertrudis, we have a democratic government. Good to hear. Here in Korea, they had long history of authoritarian governments, but democracy won. And it's too bad Myanmar, Thailand, they really tried for democracy, but they're struggling going through that. All right, number 4. We blank interviews every 2 months. We blank interviews every 2 months. 1 example, 2 conduct, 3 section, 4 grade, 5 8. And the answers are coming in. Ooh. Lolly Lolly says 3 conduct, 2 is conduct. I'm confused, Lolly Lolly. Sleepwalker 2 conduct, Carrie grade 2. Layla 4 Love Kumar surely conduct 2. All right, we have 2 and 4. Carrie, okay, all people here said 2, so I should change my answer. Carrie is having doubt in her own answer and is just going with the majority. That's a strategy on a test. Cheating. All right, let's take a look. So we need a verb. We need a verb here. Example. Example is not a verb. Conduct is a verb. Section is not a verb. Grade is a verb. And eat is a verb. So we need a verb. 2, 4, and 5 can work, is possible. We're going to get rid of eat. We don't eat interviews, so that's a silly word. If you said 5, nobody said 5, thank you. That's out. So we're down to 2, which you guys figured out. It's either number 2 or number 4. And most of you are saying number 2. And I can see, yeah, most of you. And the correct answer is number 2. So conduct. So when you conduct something, you conduct has, remember, all these words have various meanings, not just one meaning. And conduct has a few meanings, but the meaning we're looking for here is using it as a verb, conduct. And it's to do something. It's a formal word to organize or do a particular activity. So I used it for conduct an interview. Interview is a formal activity, right? So let's do an interview. Let's conduct an interview. Very formal of doing. Okay. What else do we conduct? We conduct a poll or a survey. Politicians conduct surveys. They do surveys. Hey, Win. We talked about Myanmar's government. All right, let's go. Sleepwalker, eat interviews is funny. Thank you for appreciating my jokes. Number 5. She has blank levels of sugar in her blood. 1, delicious. 2, abnormal. 3, hesitate. 4, quick. 5, highly. She has blank levels of sugar in her blood. You conduct a business? No, usually we just say conduct business. I need to conduct business. I need to conduct a meeting. A meeting. I think there should be a preposition before every in the sentence. Let's go. Nope. No. I don't know where you got that, Love Kumar. In every, no. That is not a rule. All right, let's take a look again. She has blank levels of sugar in her blood. 1, delicious. 2, abnormal. 3, hesitate. 4, quick. 5, highly. The answers are coming in. I see 2 and 5. 2, 5, 2, 5. May, are you a little bit behind? Some of you are still answering conduct. There might be a delay. 2, 5, 2, 5. Well, I'm glad nobody chose number 1. Layla, what did you say, Layla? You didn't make it. Oh, you said 5. I'm very happy when I trick my students. That's my joy in life. Confusing my students. All right, number 1, delicious. No, it is not. She has delicious levels of sugar in her blood. Maybe if you're a vampire and you're, bite into Teddy's neck, you're biting, and you're, delicious levels of sugar in the blood. So that is possible maybe for a vampire, but on an IELTS test, no, we're not going to use delicious levels of blood. And number 5, highly, no. We have to use just the adjective high. She has high levels of sugar. That can work, not highly levels. Okay, so highly doesn't work, but high would work. But I didn't write high, I wrote highly. That doesn't work. Hesitate and quick, they don't work. So yeah, the correct answer would be abnormal. Abnormal, what is abnormal? You can think of normal levels of sugar in the blood, that's good, and abnormal, which is not normal. So the opposite of normal. Adjective, different from what is, the definition here says different from what is usual or expected, especially in a way that worries somebody or is harmful or not wanted. So when we say she has abnormal levels of sugar in her blood, this is bad. This is a bad thing. We got to worry. It might be bad. It might be harmful, something like that. Not normal, like Alyssa's abnormal. Alyssa's personality is highly abnormal. Delicious sugar. Robin is a tricky teacher. Yes. Yes, I am. So, if I'm losing hair, I am losing hair, but if I'm losing a lot of hair in the shower, I might be, this is abnormal hair loss. Not normal, abnormal. All right, let's go to number 6. You guys are putting in your answers, and I'll read it out for Alyssa. Number 6, we could go to the Thai restaurant, or blank, we could try that new Italian place. So we could go to the Thai restaurant, or blank, we could try that new Italian place. Number 1, alternatively. Number 2, secondarily. Number 3, except. Number 4, in doubt. And number 5, optionally. So we could go to the Thai restaurant, or alternatively, secondarily, except, in doubt, optionally, we could try that new Italian place. So let's see what you guys are doing. All right, Sleepwalker 1, alternatively, Carrie is 5, 1, alternatively 4. What's 4? Oh, you deleted it. Love Kumar. Surely, alternatively. Secondarily. Win. Secondarily, Alyssa, 1. 5, optionally. Well, all of these words are very similar family, but I'm tricky. This is very tricky, guys. This is probably the hardest question yet. Monday Crispy, this one kind of hard. That's beautiful words I love to hear from my students. That gets you thinking. Alex, alternatively. And Layla, I can't imagine the meanings for any of them. Michelle, alternatively. Johnny Phillip, hello, buddy. All right, let's take a look. We could go to the Thai restaurant, or we could try that new Italian place. Now, the correct answer is number 1, alternatively. So let's take a look at alternatively. Used to introduce a suggestion that is second choice. All right. Alternatively is a good word to say a second choice or possibility. All right. So let's go back. So we could go to the Thai restaurant, or alternatively, a second choice, we could try that new Italian place. So secondarily, that's a native speaker would know right away it's not secondarily. Okay, secondarily sounds like it could work, but we don't use secondarily as a word. I don't think, is secondarily a word? It must be. Yes. Yeah, secondarily is used when something is less important. Now, in this case, these things are equal importance. I wish I could have more time to teach secondarily, but it doesn't work. Except is wrong, in doubt is wrong. Now, optionally, that's interesting. Optionally sounds like it'll work, but it doesn't work. Very quickly, a native speaker would know that it's alternatively, which means another choice, another equal choice, is we could try that new Italian place. So yeah, guys, it would be alternatively. Let's see. I think if you don't know, like, this is a good word to use, guys. We'll practice this a little later. Alternatively. Samira and Sarah, there's a little bit of delay for you guys. So I think hopefully you're talking about number 6. Samira, 1, alternatively. Yes, Sarah, secondarily, no. All right, so yeah, alternatively, another choice. That's a good word to know. We'll practice that again later. Let's move on. Number 7. Pollution levels have blank increased these days. Pollution levels have blank increased these days. Number 1, considerably. Number 2, exactly. Number 3, specifically. Number 4, calmly. And number 5, eventually. So pollution levels have considerably increased, exactly increased, specifically increased, calmly increased, eventually increased. Carrie, it's not even easy to pronounce. We will practice pronunciation later. Samira Hoshmand, thank you for coming. Oh, Gertrudis. That's a good answering system. 7-1. Everyone look at Gertrudis. Put vocabulary 771. That's great. That would let me know if there's a delay on some of you people. So put the question number and then put your answer. So this is vocabulary 7. So 7-1, 7-2, 7-3, whatever your answer if you got a delay. Some of you have a delay, guys. Some of you are, like I said, 5-second delay. Some of you are 1 minute delay. So it's a little difficult sometimes. So Gertrudis, thanks for the putting that answer. Anyway, what do you guys put? Lolly Lolly says considerably, Sleepwalker specifically, Win specifically, Samira considerably, Alex considerably, Gertrudis considerably, Alyssa considerably, Layla maybe 1, Star Demolisher 1, Michelle 1, Love Kumar surely considerably, Zumana Trayor, I'm not sure if you got a delay, but you put 5 eventually. Nix 1. Marine Chimezi 5 eventually. May considerably. Star Demolisher, thank you. 7-1 considerably. And Sarah Taharian. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Number 1 considerably. And Marine Chimezi, you have a delay here too. Yeah, and everyone has a delay of something. All right, what's the answer here? Well, the answer is considerably. Number 1. So most of you got that right. And considerably means much, a lot. That's it. Considerably. I have a considerably amount of hair. It just means a lot. So it's a big word. Considerably. 5 syllables. That's a very big word. Difficult to say, but it just means a lot. A lot. So pollution levels increased a lot. That's all it means. Considerably. Exactly increased doesn't make sense. Specifically increased. I've specifically increased to whatever parts per million. If you had a specific answer, it might work. Calmly, pollution levels don't calmly increase. And eventually will kind of mean in the future. It says these days, so we can't use eventually. Eventually means pollution level. I could say pollution levels will eventually increase over time. So in the future, we could use eventually. So eventually means a time in the future, not these days. So considerably just means a lot. So if you guys knew considerably, this was very easy. And if you didn't know considerably, you now have a great word to write in an essay that means a lot, considerably. We'll worry about pronunciation at the end. Layla, tricky word. I have no experience with this vocabulary. Where did you get them? These are IELTS vocabulary. So these are good words to improve your speaking. Improve your speaking and writing. And they're all very popular. They're all very common. Every native speaker knows these words. And so should you. Eventually, Grace, you got a little delay. Eventually doesn't work. Eventually means a time in the future. This says these days. All right, let's go on to number 8. Number 8 says the computer generates a random blank of numbers. Number 1, option. Number 2, digits. Number 3, sequence. Number 4, basic. Number 5, category. The computer generates a random option of numbers, a random digits of numbers, a random sequence of numbers, a random basic of numbers, a random category of numbers. Which is the best answer? All right, thank you, Lolly Lolly. Alex says sequence. Monday Crispy says digits. Lolly Lolly says sequence. Alyssa says sequence. Layla says option. Gertrudis, May, sequence. Grace is still on 7-1. Got a little bit delayed. What was 7-1? Considerably. Grace is right. Love Kumar option. Grace changes it to 7-5. No, don't change it eventually. Best answer is Layla's answer. Yes, Layla. Marine Chimazi, 3. Is that 8-3? Nick's 8-3 sequence. All right, a lot of you are putting sequence. Well, let's take a look. The computer generates a random option of numbers. That's a little strange. What is an option of numbers? It's a little awkward. The computer generates a random digits of numbers. Digits has two meanings. Digits can mean fingers, and digits can mean numbers. So a random numbers of numbers, that doesn't make sense. So number 2 is wrong because digits means numbers. Now sequence, that is the correct answer. Basic of numbers, that doesn't make sense. Basic is used more as an adjective. We need a noun here and a category of numbers. Well, numbers is already a category. So the computer generates a random sequence. Our word to know is sequence of numbers. Sequence is a noun. A set of events, actions, or numbers which have a particular order and which lead to a particular result. So a sequence is similar to order. And we have sequence adverbs in English. Sequence adverbs are like first, next, after that, finally, a sequence, an order. Okay. So the computer generates. Now, a lot of you, what is generates? That's a big word. It creates. Random, no, a random order of numbers, a random sequence of numbers. Okay. Thanks. Wow, I'm correct. Maybe it's easier to do it on. Grace, am I on delay? Yeah, you're on a little bit of delay. But if you put whatever answer, guys, if you some people pause the video. If you pause the video, you're going to delay the video. So never pause the video, and you got to keep watching live. But anyway, Grace, you just put your 8-1, 8-2, and I'll get it. Star Demolisher said 8-2 or 8-3. Well, that was 8-3. Sequence. Okay, let's move on. There's only 2 more. Let's move on to number 9. Number 9, the first blank for the new leader is to focus on the economy. So the first, number 1, task. 2, list. 3, options. 4, purpose. 5, transfer. So the first task for the new leader, the first list for the new leader, the first options for the new leader, the first purpose for the new leader, the first transfer for the new leader is to focus on the economy. Michelle, sequence is the most difficult to find until now for me. Sequence. Good word to know, Michelle. Practice a few sentences. Task. Mahdi is here. You're late. You have to do. Late students do 10 push-ups. So send me a video in the WhatsApp group of you doing 10 push-ups. I love Kumar. Surely task. 9-5 transfer. 9-1, 9-2. So we got tasks. 9-1, 9-2 is list. 9-5 transfer. Zumana Traore 8-4. Let's go back to 8. 8 was 3. A 3 sequence. All right, so Madi, I was sleeping. I still have no excuse. A teacher doesn't care about excuses. All right, so number 9, the first for the new leader is to focus on the economy. Let's see. Let's see what Layla put. Layla said 9-2. Womp, womp, womp. Sorry, Layla. The first list to focus on the economy is not a list. And it's not 2, it's not 3, it's not 4. The first purpose, I know it sounds okay, the leader has a purpose, but we don't, usually there's only one purpose. We don't say the first purpose, the second purpose. You can say that, but it sounds a little awkward. You would say the first reason, second reason, but these are not purpose really or reason. All right, and 5 is wrong. So Alyssa, you might have misheard. 5 is definitely wrong. The answer is task. So a task is like a job. You got to do a job. So the first job for the new leader. Now a task is like a smaller job. So the definition, it's a noun, a piece of work that somebody has to do, especially a hard or unpleasant one. They're not, it's, you know, these are tasks. You could also say chores, something like that. So the first task, the first job for the new leader is to focus on the economy. So that's his job, first task. So that was 9-1. And a lot of you put 4. First purpose sounds awkward. If we got rid of first, we said the purpose for the new leader. Yeah, the first purpose is just awkward. Sorry, guys. Layla, I wanted to choose number 1, but accidentally I put number 2. Sure, Layla. Grace, everybody talk about question 9. I'm still in question 8. Don't worry about it, Grace. Love, Kumar, but after purpose, the preposition will be of. Yeah, purpose, I'm going to say generally purpose of is correct. But there might be some situation where there's purpose for. I can't think of any, but purpose, yeah, love, Kumar, that sounds right. Purpose of. Grace 9-1. Task. You got it right, Grace. All right, let's go on to number 10. I've just finished an 8-hour blank at the factory. Task. Occupation. Career. Job. Shift. I've just finished an 8-hour task at the factory. I've just finished an 8-hour occupation at the factory. I just finished an 8-hour career at the factory. I just finished an 8-hour job at the factory. And I just finished an 8-hour shift at the factory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the last one, guys. This is your last chance to guess. Arabic guy. Number 4, it could be true. I think you're talking about number 9. Purpose. No. Like Kumar said, we usually say purpose of. All right, what are you guys saying? 10-5, shift, 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 shift. And Lolly Lolly is going with job. So you guys sure about shift? You want to change it to job like Lolly Lolly? Layla says maybe 4. in 10-4, job. Love Kumar, task. We just had task. I told you task was a small job. And number 9, Michelle says shift. Marine, Shimizi, task. Arabic guy, shift. Wadi says shift. Wow. Let's get to the answer. Shift. So, Lolly says job, but it is shift. But job is not exactly wrong, but we'll talk about that. So let's go back. I've just finished an 8-hour shift at the factory. Now we have to know what shift work is. Shift work is when, like, a factory might be open 24 hours. And in 24 hours, you can have 3 shifts. Person works 8 hours, another person works 8 hours, another person works 8 hours. That's shift work. Shift work. Also hospitals, doctors and nurses, they have shift work. So they might have morning shift, afternoon shift, night shift, something like that. Shift work. So this person says, I've just finished an 8-hour shift at the factory. Now, for those of you who chose task, 8 hours, usually if something is 8 hours, we don't call that a task. So just the leader of a country can have a big task, but as normal people, a task is usually small, like 1 hour or 10 minutes, something like that, a small little task. Checking email in the morning is a task. But 8 hours, that is not a task. That's too big for a task. I just finished an 8-hour occupation. Occupation means job, but this doesn't work here. Occupation, career means job, but this doesn't work here. Occupation, career, that's like teacher, lawyer, doctor, and that just does not work here. Now, Lolly went with job. I've just finished an 8-hour job at the factory. Now, Lolly, that can work. Anyone who's put job, actually that could work. But we are looking for the best answer, and a native speaker will recognize right away that if we said 8 hours, that is a shift. A shift at work, an 8-hour shift. So the time working. So shift. Usually shift, a period of time worked by a group of workers who start work as another group finishes. Like there's usually, there could be 3 shifts at a hospital or a factory. There's other jobs with shift work. And Lolly, no, I'm wrong. You're not wrong, Lolly, but your word is correct. Just the best word would be shift. A native speaker would definitely put shift. 8-hour shift. 8-hour block of working. All right, let's practice. Here's your homework, but I want to practice on some pronunciation. So I'm going to go through these words. They're very big words. And let's practice a little bit of pronunciation. Number 1, approachable. So I don't care where you are, if you're in front of your family, if you're on the bus, if you're with your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't care. You say this word out loud, approachable. Everyone, approachable, 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 approachable. 4 syllables, approachable. Number 2, unavailable. So we have the base word available and the opposite unavailable. Approachable, unavailable. Number 3, a little bit bigger, a little more difficult, authoritarian. 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 So Myanmar's new government is authoritarian. 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 Approachable, unavailable, authoritarian. 4, conduct. 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 Number 5, normal. Opposite, abnormal. 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 Number 6, alternatively. 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 So say that out loud, guys. Alternatively. 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 Number 7, considerably. 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 Number 8, sequence. 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 Number 9, task. And number 10, shift. 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 All right. Which word was the most difficult? Tell me. Love Kumar, the new leader is approachable. Who is approachable? Sleepwalker, I like vocabulary workshop. If you like it, please press like. If you like the video, hit like. So, Marty, I used to work for a company that had 3 shifts. Make sure you got the F or the S, 3 shifts. What does it mean? What are you talking about? Maybe, Marty, you missed the beginning. I'm not reteaching. I'm not teaching all these again just for you. You can watch the video anytime you want. So Layla says number 6 is alternatively. All right, let's practice. Let's see. Let's go to Google Docs here. These are from last week. Let's remove that. Let's put our list here. And if you guys have any questions, I'll answer your questions about the list. Let's just put our list here. All right. So when you're giving suggestions to people, so let's give a suggestion. Someone asked me, how can I improve my English? Get that question 100 times every day. You guys cannot imagine how often I get this question. So someone asked that question. How can I improve my question? I could say, you must read every day. Or I want to give a second option. Alternatively, you can go to the US. All right, so I want to give a second option here. Alternatively. So another option that works. Any other questions? Authoritarian. So yeah, okay, so that was alternatively. Authoritarian, dictators, dictators are very authoritarian. So remember, authoritarian, they make rules. Those rules might be unfair. People might be getting hurt, but they make the rules and they expect you to follow those rules. You cannot protest those rules. So dictators, or you could even say my parents, are very authoritarian. Parents make rules and the kids must follow the rules even if they're unfair. And teachers are very, well, depends on the country. Korea, not so much anymore. Star Demolisher, that cute girl over there is approachable. All right, so Star Demolisher needs some really practical use for this new vocabulary. Yeah, you could tell your friend that cute old girl over there is approachable, and you could also you could say looks approachable. Looks like I could just go up and talk to her. I don't know yet. It looks like it, but if you do know, yeah, that cute girl over there is approachable. Good luck. Layla, I don't like vocabulary workshop. It's so hard to get the meanings, even though I want to learn something new. That's why we're doing it now. Alyssa, authoritative versus authoritarian. I think it's just gonna go. I'm just checking the dictionary. So Alyssa, authoritative. The definition of authoritative is showing that you expect people to obey and respect you. So we usually describe, my teacher had an authoritative voice. She sounds like she wants people to, so it's describing kind of the action of the person. I guess you could describe the government, but authoritative is better way to describe people of power in this case. So think of authoritarian as more powerful, very unfair. And authoritative is just powerful. So let's make it simple. Authoritarian, powerful and unfair. Authoritative sounds powerful. Okay, I hope that helps. When the military here is very authoritarian. Yep. And when I used that example, for vocabulary number 3 here, Myanmar's new government is very authoritarian, number 4. So I use that example. And I know you guys are struggling there, so good luck fighting for your democracy. Can a boss be authoritarian? Yes, a boss can be authoritarian. Can I say even though instead of although? Yeah, they're the same family. I can't think of every situation right now. I even did a video on that, but basically it's the same. Says even though is a little stronger, so a little more emphasis. We use even though, but they basically mean the same thing. All right, let's take a look at Layla's sentences here. I want to ask Robin about something, but I am afraid he doesn't reply to me. You can ask him. You can ask. Okay. You've got to change this to won't. So in the future, I'm afraid he will not reply to me. And your friend says, you can ask him. He is approachable. This is correct. This is correct. He is approachable. So it's easy to approach him, easy to talk to him. Love Kumar, what is the meaning of over there? We're not talking about other vocabulary. Sorry, Love Kumar. All right, I think, oh, Michelle has a sentence here. My first task is to write a sentence with the new words. This is 5-star example sentence. This is perfect, Michelle. So my first task is to write a sentence with the new words. I'm going to say your only task. You only have that task. Write a sentence with the new words. But that's a good example. My first task is to write a sentence with the new words. Any other questions about this vocabulary? Now is the time. Oh, sequence. I didn't talk about sequence. Sorry, Layla. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is a sequence. If we have 5, 10, 15, 20, this is a sequence. If we have 19, 10, 19, 11, 19, 12, this is a sequence. If we have coronavirus detected in China, spread to the world. We're running out of room here. Let's see if I can move this up. Vaccine is coming soon. All right. So we have, this is a sequence of events. This is the first event. This is the second event. And this is the third event. It's a sequence. It happens. So think of sequence as just order, the order of something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 15. These are 1910, 1912. This is the order. First is this, next is this, next is this. That's the sequence. Zumana, 1 and 7 are difficult to pronounce. Let's try it again. Approachable, 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 and considerably, considerably, considerably. And Love Kumar, the cars are standing in a sequence. Now, this is a confusing sentence, Love Kumar. Cars don't stand in a sequence. So I'm going to change your verb here, arriving. So there's an order. The cars are arriving. And Alyssa has a sentence. Oh, I got spelling here. Arriving. And Alyssa wrote, people are obliged. Okay, they must. Obliged to, I'm going to make it, obliged to, nothing wrong with that, but I'm going to just say must to make the sentence simpler. People must wear face masks. Alternatively, they can use a biohazard suit. I'll change that to suit. So yeah, so people must wear face masks, But alternatively, another option, another thing you can do is use the whole biohazard suit. Those are the suits you get in, they cover your entire body. So it's your choice. You could wear the face mask or the whole biohazard suit. Number 5, abnormal. Abnormal. Just, I'm going to put a little break right there. Think of it like that, abnormal. But don't say abnormal like 2 words. Abnormal, abnormal, abnormal. All right, Star Demolisher has an interesting... The amount of hours in his shift are considerably abnormal. Great. This is another 5-star example because he's, let's fix your spelling. He's using shift, he's using considerably, he's using abnormal. All right. So maybe let's say he has a 15-hour shift. So if he has a 15-hour shift, the amount of hours in his shift are considerably abnormal. Yeah. Maybe a 20. Doctors, sometimes doctors have 20-hour shifts, right? That's considerably abnormal. My brother, my sister, and I are the sequence of my parents. Well, no, it's a sequence of birth. Doesn't work. So, sequence of birth. Now, in this case, you're talking about your own family, and sequence is a little bit formal. Okay, sequence is a little bit formal. So if you're just talking about your own family, that is the sequence, but probably we're just going to go with order. So, you could say sequence, but again, it's too formal. If you're just talking about your own family, the order of birth. Wayne, is biohazard suit PPE suit? I don't know what a PPE suit. Let me check. Yes, looks like that. I'm just looking. This is PP. No, I think the biohazard suit. So the PPE suit. What would that be? Personal protective equipment. So this PPE suit, they don't really cover the face, but a biohazard, like it covers the face with the mask. You guys can see that. So I think the biohazard suit is 100% nothing gets in like that. That's definitely a biohazard suit. But the PPE looks a little more practical. Like it is technically possible. I think just the biohazard is stronger. So I think probably PPE suit is what people are wearing these days. They're not really wearing, some places they might have biohazard suit. When I went for my coronavirus test a few days ago, they just had this PPE suit. All right. And let's take a look at Layla's. The restaurant is only available for a few people, so after 10 p.m. you couldn't go because all seats are unavailable. Yep, that works now. Gertrudis, in my last shift, I had to assist a lot of people with COVID-19. Yep, that works. A lot of people, so a considerable amount of people. Sequence of reports, that can work. All right, guys, I'm going to finish this live stream now. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned some new vocabulary. And of course, you can do your homework. You can write the sentences. Come back in 2 days. Don't do it now. Come back tomorrow or the day after. In the description of this video, in the comment section of this video, you can write out some other sentences to practice using these words so you can remember them. All right. I hope I helped you guys today, and I'll see you next week. And be sure to check out Teacher Sherry's video this week. So I'll leave in a minute. Any last final words or goodbyes? Now is your chance. Tell me that you're still here. Who's still here? Star Demolisher, thank you. And Sleepwalker, Lolly, thank you. Win, thank you. Alyssa, thank you. So only those 5 people are still here. Thank you. Sarah, okay. Okay, sorry about your connection, Sarah. Grace, the dresses here are considerably cheap. I'll just fix up Grace's sentence. She has a little delay, so make sure we got her sentence. The dresses here are, let's put a be verb there, are considerably cheap. Works perfectly. Gertrudis, thank you. Lolly, thank you. All right, bye. Oh, Grace is saying bye now. All right, thanks a lot, guys, and see you next week. Take care. Thanks, love, Kumar.